We are going to take you on a wintry journey to old Minecraft. Marley was dead. There is no doubt about that. The register of his burial was signed by the clergyman, the clerk, the undertaker. Scrooge signed it. Old Marley was as dead as a doornail. Scrooge and Marley were partners for I don't know how many years. Scrooge was his sole executor, his sole administrator, his sole friend, and his sole mourner. Scrooge never painted out old Marley's name. It stood there for years afterwards, above the warehouse door. Scrooge and Marley. The firm was known as Scrooge and Marley. Scrooge answered to both names. He was a tight-fisted hand at the grindstone with Scrooge, a squeezing, wrenching, grasping, scraping, clutching, covetous old sinner. The cold within him froze his old features, nipped his pointed nose, shriveled his cheek, stiffened his gait, made his eyes red, his thin lips blue. He carried his own low temperature always about him. He iced his office in the dog days and didn't thaw it 1 degree at Christmas. External heat and cold had little influence on Scrooge. No warmth could warm him. No wintry weather chill him. Nobody ever stopped him on the street to say,
"My dear Scrooge, how are you?"
My dear Scrooge, when will you come to visit?
Nor beggars implored him to bestow a trifle.
Please, sir, spare a piece of gold.
Nor children or adults alike asked him any questions, like the time, or inquired the way to such and such. Even the blind man's dog appeared to know him, and when they saw Scrooge coming, they would tug their owners into doorways. They would wag their tails as if saying,
"Ruff! Quiet always better than an evil eye, Dark Master. Ruff!"
But what did Scrooge care? It was the very thing he liked, to edge his way along the crowded paths of life, warning all human sympathy to keep its distance. A Merry Christmas, Uncle. Not to save you.
Bah! Humbug!
Christmas a humbug, Uncle? You don't mean that, I'm sure.
I do. Merry Christmas! What right have you to be merry? What reason have you to be merry? You're poor enough.
Come then, what right have you to be dismal? What reason have you to be morose? You're rich enough.
Bah! Humbug!
Don't be cross, Uncle.
What else can I be? When I live in a world of fools as this, Merry Christmas, out upon Merry Christmas. What's Christmas time to you but a time for paying bills without money, a time for finding yourself a year older and not an hour richer? If I could work my will, every idiot who goes about with Merry Christmas on his lips should be boiled with his own pudding and buried with a stake of holly through his heart. He should.
Uncle!
Nephew, keep Christmas in your own way, and let me keep it in mine.
Keep it? But you don't keep it.
Let me leave it alone. Much good it may do you, much good it has ever done you.
I'm sure I've always thought of Christmas time as a good time, a kind, forgiving, charitable, pleasant time. The only time I know of, when men and women seem by one consent to open their shut-up hearts freely. And therefore, Uncle, though it has never put a scrap of gold or silver in my pocket, I believe that it has done me good, and will do me good, and I say Notch bless it.
Let me hear another sound from you, and you'll keep your Christmas by losing your situation. You're quite a powerful speaker, sir. I wonder you don't go to Parliament.
Don't be angry, Uncle. Come, dine with us tomorrow.
Good afternoon.
I am sorry, with all my heart, to find you so resolute. A Merry Christmas, Uncle.
Good afternoon.
And a Happy New Year.
Good afternoon.
At this festive season of the year, Mr. Scrooge, it is more than usually desirable that we make some slight provision for the poor and destitute, who suffer greatly at the present time. Many thousands are in want of common necessaries. Hundreds of thousands are in want of common comfort, sir.
Are there no prisons?
Plenty of prisons.
And the union workhouses, are they still in operation?
They are, still I wish I could say they are not.
The treadmill and the poor law are in full vigour then?
Both very busy, sir.
Ah, I was afraid, from what you said at first, that something had occurred to stop them in their useful course. I'm very glad to hear it.
Under the impression that the scarcely furnished Mojang's cheer of mind or body, a few of us are endeavouring to raise a fund to buy the poor some meat and drink, and means of warmth. We choose this time because it is a time, of all others, when want is keenly felt and abundance rejoices. What shall I put you down for?
Nothing.
You wish to remain anonymous?
I wish to be left alone. Since you ask me what I wish, gentlemen, that is my answer. I don't want to make merry at Christmas, and I can't afford to make idle people merry. I help to support the prisons and the workhouses. They cost enough. Those who are badly off must go there.
Many can't go there, and many would rather die.
If they would rather die, they had better do it. Besides, it's not my business. It's enough for a man to understand his own business, and not to interfere with other people's. Mine occupies me constantly. Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Not rest you merry gentlemen, may nothing you dismay. For
Go on, down here, go on. Ah, humbug. You'll want all day tomorrow, I suppose?
If quite convenient, sir.
It's not convenient, and it's not fair. If I was to stop a piece of gold for it, you'd think yourself ill-used, I'll be bound. And yet you don't think of me ill-used when I have days' wages for no work.
Christmas comes but once a year, sir.
A poor excuse for picking a man's pocket every 25th of December. But I suppose you must have the whole day. Be here all the earlier next morning.
Yes, sir.
Ah! Ah, humbug. I know him. Marley's ghost. How now? What do you want with me?
Much.
Who are you?
Ask me who I was.
Who were you then?
In life I was your partner, Jacob Marley.
Can you sit down?
I can.
Do it then.
You don't believe in me.
I don't.
What evidence would you have of my reality beyond that of your senses?
I don't know. Mercy, dreadful apparition, why do you trouble me?
Man of worldly mind, do you believe in me or not?
I do. I must. But why do spirits walk the earth, and why do they come to me?
It is required for every man that the spirit within him should walk abroad among his fellow men and travel far and wide. And if that spirit goes not forth in life, it is condemned to do so after that. It is doomed to wander through the world and witness what it cannot share, but might have shared on earth and turned to happiness.
You are fettered. Tell me why.
I wear the chain I forged in life. I made it link by link and yard by yard. It is patterned strange to you? Or would you know the weight and length of the strong coil you bear yourself? It was full and heavy, and as long as this, 7 Christmas Eves ago. You have labored on it since. It is a ponderous chain.
Jacob. Oh, Jacob Marley, tell me more. Speak comfort to me, Jacob.
I have none to give. It comes from other regions, Ebenezer Scrooge, and is conveyed by other ministers, to other kinds of men. Nor can I tell you what I would. A very little more is all permitted to me. I cannot rest, I cannot stay, I cannot linger anywhere. My spirit never walked beyond our counting house. Weary journeys lie before me.
You were always a good man of business, Jacob.
Business. Mankind was my business. The common welfare was my business. Charity, mercy, forbearance, and benevolence. We, all, my business. At this time of the rolling year I suffer most. Why did I walk through the crowds of fellow beings with my eyes turned down, and never raise them to that blessed star which led the wise man to a poor abode? Were there no poor homes to which its light would have conducted me? Hear me, my time is nearly gone. I am here tonight to warn you that you have yet a chance and hope of escaping my faith, a chance and hope of my procuring Ebenezer. You will be haunted by 3 spirits. Accept the first tomorrow night, when the bell tolls 1. Accept the second one the next night at the same hour. The third upon the next night, when the last stroke of 12 has ceased to vibrate. Look to see me no more, and look that, for your own sake, you remember what has passed between us.
Are you the spirit, sir, whose coming was foretold to me?
I am.
Who and what are you?
I am the ghost of Christmas past.
Long past?
No, your past. The things that you will see with me are shadows of the things that have been. There will be no consciousness of us. Rise and walk with me.
But I'm mortal and liable to fall.
Be able to touch my hand there, and you should be upheld more than this.
Oh!
Do you know this place?
Know it. Was I apprenticed here? Why, it's old Fezziwig! Bless his heart. It's Fezziwig, alive again.
Yo-ho there, Ebenezer. No more work tonight. Christmas Eve. Clear away and let's have lots of room here.
Bell.
A small matter to make these silly folk so full of gratitude. He has spent but a few pounds of your mortal money.
It isn't that. He has the power to render us happy or unhappy, to make service light or burdensome, a pleasure or a toil. The happiness he gives is quite as great a cost as if it cost a small fortune.
What is the matter?
Nothing particular.
Something, I think.
No, I should just like to be able to say a word or two to my clerk just now. That's all.
My time grows short. Quick.
It matters little to you. Very little. Another idol has displaced me, and if it can comfort you in time to come, as I would have tried to do, I have no just cause to grieve.
What idol has replaced you?
Golden one! I have seen your nobler aspirations fall off one by one until the master passion gain engrosses you.
What then? Even if I have grown so much wiser, what then? I am not changed towards you.
Our contract is an old one. It was made when we were both poor and content to be so. In good season we can improve our worldly fortune by our patient industry. You are changed. When it was made, you were another man.
I was a boy.
Your own feeling tells you that you were not what you are. I am. That which promised happiness when we were one in heart is fraught with misery now that we are two. How often and how keenly have I thought of this, I will not say. It is enough that I have thought of it, and I can release you.
Have I ever sought release from our engagement?
In words? No, never.
In what then?
A changed nature, in an altered spirit, in another atmosphere of life, in another hope as its great end. If you were free today, tomorrow, yesterday, can I even believe that you would choose a dowerless girl? Do I not know that your repentance and regret would surely follow? I do, and I release you. With a full heart, for the love of him you once were, may you be happy in the life you have chosen.
Spirit, show me no more. Conduct me home. Why do you delight to torture me?
One shadow more.
No more. No more. I don't wish to see it. Show me no more.
Belle, I saw an old friend of yours this afternoon.
Who was it?
Guess.
How can I? Don't I know? Mr. Scrooge?
Mr. Scrooge it was. I passed his office window, and as it was not shut up and he had a candle inside, I could scarcely help seeing him. His partner lies upon the point of death, I hear, and he is sat there alone. Quite alone in the world, I do believe.
Spirit, remove me from this place.
I told you these were shadows of the things that have been. They are what they are. Do not blame me.
Remove me! I cannot bear it! Leave me! Take me back! Hold me no longer!
Come in, and know me better, man. I am the ghost of Christmas present. Look upon me. You have never seen the like of me before.
Never. Spirit, conduct me where you will. I went forth last night, on compulsion, and I learnt a lesson, which is working now. Tonight, if you have aught to teach me, let me profit by it.
Touch my robe.
What has ever got to your precious mother then? And your sister, Tiny Lizzie? And Martha wasn't as late last Christmas Day by half an hour.
Here's Martha, Father.
Why, bless your heart alive, my dear. How late you are. Did you work hard?
We had a deal of work to finish up last night and had to clear away this morning.
Well, never mind, so as long as you're here.
There's Mother coming!
Hide, Martha, hide!
Why, where's our Martha?
Not coming.
Not coming? Not coming upon Christmas Day?
Boo!
And how did Tiny Lizzie behave?
As good as gold and better. Somehow she gets thoughtful sitting by herself so much, and thinks the strangest things you ever heard. She told me, coming home, that she hoped the people saw her in church, because she was a cripple, and it might be pleased to them to remember upon Christmas Day, who made lame beggars walk and blind men see. A Merry Christmas to us all, my dears. Notch bless us.
Notch bless us, everyone.
Spirit, tell me if Tiny Lizzie will live.
I see a vacant seat in the poor chimney corner, and a crutch without an owner, carefully preserved. If these shadows remain unaltered by the future, the child will die.
No, oh no, kind spirit, say she will be spared.
If these shadows remain unaltered by the future, none other of my race will find her here. What then? If she be like to die, she better had do it, and decrease the surplus population. Man, if man, you be in your heart, not adamant, forbear of the wicked hypocrisy, until you have discovered what the surplus is, and where it is. Will you decide that men shall live, what men shall die? It may be that in the sight of heaven, you are more worthless and less fit to live than millions, like this poor man's child.
Mr. Scrooge, I give you Mr. Scrooge, the founder of the feast.
The founder of the feast, indeed. I wish I had him here. I'd give him a piece of my mind to feast upon, and I hope he'd have a good appetite for it.
My dear, the children. Christmas Day.
It should be Christmas Day, I'm sure, on which one drinks the health of such an odious, stingy, hard, unfeeling man as Mr. Scrooge. You know he is, Roberta. Nobody knows it better than you do, poor fellow.
My dear, Christmas Day.
I'll drink his health for you, for your sake and the day, not for his. Long life to him. A Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. He'll be very merry and very happy, I have no doubt.
He said Christmas was a humbug. As I live, he believed it, too.
More shame for him, Fred.
He's a comical old fellow, that's the truth, and not so pleasant as he might be. However, his offenses carry their own punishment, and I have nothing to say against him.
I'm sure he is very rich, Fred. At least you always tell me so.
What of that, my dear? His wealth is of no use to him. He doesn't do any good with it. He doesn't make himself comfortable with it. He hasn't the satisfaction of thinking that he's ever going to benefit us with it.
I have no patience with him.
Oh, I have. I am sorry for him. I couldn't be angry with him if I tried. Who suffers by his ill whims? Himself, always. Here he takes it into his head to dislike us, and he won't come and dine with us. What's the consequence? He doesn't lose much of a dinner.
Indeed, I think he loses a very good dinner.
The consequence of his taking a dislike to us and not making merry with us is that he loses some pleasant moments, which could do him no harm. I'm sure he loses pleasanter companions than he can find in his own thoughts, either in his moldy old office or his dusty chambers. I mean to give him the same chance every year, whether he likes it or not, for I pity him. He may rail at Christmas till he dies, but if he finds me going there in good temper year after year and saying, Uncle Scrooge, how are you? If it only puts him in the vein to leave his poor clerk 50 gold ingots, that's something. Shall we play charades? I have a good one.
Go on, then. A pig, a bull, a cow. A horse, a bear. I have found it out. I know what it is, Fred. I know what it is.
What is it?
It's your Uncle Scrooge.
Yes, it is. He has given us plenty of merriment, I am sure, and it would be ungrateful not to drink to his health. To Uncle Scrooge.
Uncle Scrooge.
A Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to the old man, wherever he is. He wouldn't take it from me, but he may have it, nevertheless, Uncle Scrooge.
Thank you.
Hark, we have not much more time.
Are spirits' lives so short?
My life upon this globe is very brief. It ends tonight.
Tonight?
Tonight at midnight, which is drawing near.
Forgive me if I am not justified in what I ask, but I see something strange protruding from behind you. Is it an arm or a leg? Spirit, are they yours?
They are man's. This boy is ignorance. This girl is want. Beware them both, but most of all, beware of this boy. For on his brow I see that written which is doom, unless the writing is erased.
Have they no refuge or resource?
Are there no prisons? Are there no workhouses?
I am in the presence of the ghost of Christmas yet to come. Ghost of the future, I fear you more than any spectre I have seen. But as I know your purpose is to do me good, and as I hope to live to be another man from what I was, I am prepared to bear you company, and do it with a thankful heart. Will you not speak to me? Lead on, lead on. The night is waning fast, and it is precious time to me. I know. Lead on, spirit.
No, I don't know much about it. Either way, I only know he's dead.
When did he die?
Last night, I believe.
Why? What's the matter with him? I thought he'd never die.
Notch knows.
What has he done with his money?
I haven't heard. Left it to his company, perhaps. He hasn't left it to me, that's all I know.
It's likely to be a very cheap funeral. For upon my life, I don't know anybody to go to it. Suppose we make up a party and volunteer.
I don't mind going if lunch is provided. I must be fair.
What have you got to sell?
Half a minute's patience, Undertaker, and you shall see who's the worse for a loss of a few things like these. Not a dead man, I suppose. If he wants to keep him after he was dead, why wasn't he natural in his lifetime? If he had been, he'd have somebody to look after him when he was struck with death, instead of lying gasping out his last there alone by himself. Open that bundle, old Joe, and let me know the value of it. Speak out plain.
What do you call this? Bed curtains?
Ah, bed curtains.
You don't mean you took him down, rings and all, with him lying there?
Yes, I do. Why not?
You were born to make your fortune, and you'll certainly do it.
Don't drop that milk upon the blankets now.
His blankets?
Whose else's, do you think? He isn't likely to take hold without them, I dare say. Ah, you may look through that shirt till your eyes ache, but you won't find a hole in it, not a threadbare place. It is the best he has, and a fine one too. They'd have wasted it, if it hadn't been for me.
What do you call wasting of it?
Putting it on him. To be buried in. Somebody was fool enough to do it, but I took it off again. He can't look uglier than he did in that. Haha, this is the end of it, you'll see. He frightened everyone away from him when he was alive, to profit us when he was dead. Ah!
Spirit, the case of this unhappy man might be my own. My life tends that way now. Merciful heaven, what is this? Spirit, let me see some tenderness connected with the death, or this dark chamber, spirit, will be forever present to me.
Something went bump. How that bump made us jump. We looked, then we saw him step in on the mat.
It must be near your mother's time.
It's gone past it, but I think he's walking a little slower than he used to.
I have known her walk with tiny Lizzie up on her shoulder, very fast indeed. But she has very light to carry, and her mother loved her so that it was no trouble. And there's your mother at the door.
Don't mind it, Father. Don't be grieved.
You went today then, Roberta?
Yes, my dear. I wish you could have gone. It would have done you good to see how great a place it is. I promised her that I would walk there on Sunday. My little child. My little child.
Spectre, something informs me that our parting moment is in hand. I know it, but I know not how. Tell me what man that was whom we saw lying dead. Before I draw nearer to that stone to which you point, answer me one question. Are these the shadows of the things that will be, or are they shadows of things that may be only? Men's courses will foreshadow certain ends, to which, if persevered in, they must lead. But if the courses be departed from, the ends will change. Say it is thus with what you show me. Am I that man who lay upon the bed? No, spirit. No, hear me. I am not the man I was. I will not be the man I must have been but for this. Why show me this if I am past all hope? Assure me that I yet may change these shadows you have shown me by an altered life. I will honor Christmas in my heart and try to keep it all the year. I will live in the past, the present, and the future. The spirits of all three shall strive within me. I will not sponge away the writing on this stone. I will live in the past, the present, and the future. The spirits of all three shall strive within me. Oh, Jacob Marley, heaven and the Christmas time be praised for this. I am here. The shadows of the things that would have been may be dispelled. They will be. I know they will be. I'm as light as a feather. I'm as happy as an angel. I am as merry as a schoolboy. I'm as giddy as a drunken man. A Merry Christmas to everybody! A Happy New Year to all the world! I don't know what day of the month it is. I don't know how long I've been among the spirits. I don't know anything. I'm quite a baby. Never mind, I don't care. I'd rather be a baby. Hello down there. What's today? What's today, my fine fellow?
Today? Why, Christmas Day.
It's Christmas Day. I haven't missed it. The spirits have done it all in one night. They can do anything they like. Of course they can. Hello, my fine fellow.
Hello.
Do you know the poulterers in the next street but one at the corner?
I should hope I did.
An intelligent girl. A remarkable girl. Do you know whether they've sold the prize turkey that was hanging up there? Not the small one, the big one.
What? The one as big as me?
A delightful girl. It's a pleasure to talk to her. Yes.
It's hanging there now.
It is? Go and buy it, and tell him to bring it here, that I may give them the direction where to take it. Come back with the man, and I'll give you a piece of gold. Come back with him in less than 5 minutes, and I shall give you 2. I'll send it to Bob Cratchit. She shan't know who sends it. It's twice the size of Tiny Lizzie. Here you go, my boy. Ah, excellent, excellent.
Thank you.
Now, here's the address. Is your master home, my dear?
Yes, sir.
Where is he, my love?
He's in the dining room, along with the mistress.
He knows me. I'll go in here, my dear. Fred?
Why, bless my soul. Who's that?
It is I, your Uncle Scrooge. I have come to dinner. Will you let me in, Fred? Hello? What do you mean by coming here at this time of day?
I'm very sorry, sir. I am behind my time.
You are? Yes, I think you are. Step this way, if you please.
It is only once a year, sir. It shall not be repeated. I was making rather merry yesterday, sir.
Now, I'll tell you what, my friend. I'm not going to stand for this sort of thing any longer. And therefore, I am about to raise your salary. A Merry Christmas, Bobby. A merrier Christmas, Bobby, my good friend, than I have given you for many a year. I'll raise your salary and endeavour to assist your struggling family, and we will discuss your affairs this very afternoon over a Christmas bowl of smoking bishop. Make up the fires and buy another coal scuttle before you dot another I, Bobby Cratchit.
Scrooge was better than his word. He did it all, and infinitely more. And to tiny Lizzie, who did not die, he was a second father. He became as good a friend, as good a master, and as good a man as the good old city knew, or any other good old city, town, or borough in the good old world. Some people laughed to see the alteration in him, but his own heart laughed, and that was quite good enough for him. He had no further dealing with spirits, and it was always said of him that he knew how to keep Christmas well. If any man alive possessed the knowledge, may that be truly said of us and all of us. And so as tiny Lizzie observed,
Notch bless us, everyone.